Our first main journey in India was from Bombay Victoria, known everywhere as VT, on the Hyderabad Express southwards as far as Pune. This is the old Great Indian Peninsula line, which eventually went on to Madras, and it has been electrified since 1926. However, the locomotive on the front of our train was in the region of 40 years old, and I felt it would be nice if we could ride in the cab through the famous Bore Ghat, which rises to some 3,000 feet above sea level. At Lonavla, a quick word with the driver, a quick telephone call to somewhere we knoweth not where, and we were all on the footplate and filming.
Motives are casted very well.
Yeah, very well, very well.
Very hard line, this heavy
But the English electric locos are still working. Very good locos.
Yes.
Those have come in 56.
Yes.
Our first sight of steam was to be at Sholapur, where it was intended to travel down on the morning passenger train to Hubli. Imagine our surprise when we arrived at Sholapur to be told by the station master that unfortunately there'd been a derailment in Sholapur yard and the train would be diesel hauled. He hoped we didn't mind. We descended upon Sholapur station, photographed the luckless meter gauge YP Pacific with half its wheels off the rails, and then resigned ourselves to a long journey behind diesel. We've now left the Central Railway, which sadly is already 100% diesel and electric operated, and we're heading down into northern Karnataka to Hubli over the meter gauge lines of the South Central Railway. Happily, the South Central Railway is still using steam traction, but our main reason for going to Hubli is to meet my old friend Mr. Benjamin Francis, who is a senior loco inspector. Tomorrow we continue our journey across India, heading ever eastwards via Chittorgarh, Ajmer, Jaipur and onto the wildlife and bird sanctuary at Bharatpur. However, today we shall spend most of the time at the locomotive shed at Rana Pratapnagar in Udaipur. Thankfully, during our visit to Rana Pratapnagar locomotive shed, there was plenty of steam activity, as you can see from these pictures. Somewhat wheezing hulks shuffling around the yard, but all absolutely real, nothing to do with preservation. Sadly, most of the engines we are seeing are in a very run-down condition, And inevitably, there is a vast amount of welding, sledgehammer engineering, cannibalisation taking place at every corner of the shed. One of the things I have always tried to do when arranging these Indian tours is to have at least one immaculate locomotive at the majority of the sheds which we visit. The staff at Rana Pratapna shed in Udaipur pulled out all the stops for us. During our travels in northern India, we made a slight diversion to visit the Nepal Government Railway. This is a 2-foot 6-inch gauge system, approximately 30 miles long, and extremely antiquated. Since our visit, unfortunately, the Nepal Government Railway has done away with steam traction entirely, and the line is fully dieselised. However, I imagine much of the charm still remains. As you can see, the trains are well patronised. Goodness knows whether people buy tickets. This is a train heading south on the day of our visit. As can be seen by the map, Nepal is quite a large country, wedge-shaped and lying on the top right-hand corner of India. To give ourselves the best filming possibilities, we decided to hire a train. The engine chosen is a Hunslet 460 tank built in 1926, and the last survivor in the whole world of the engines introduced by the War Department for service during the First World War behind the trenches in Northern Europe.